Hello friends, we'll take up a quiz on the linear equations in two variables. So we have a few questions. And we have a few more questions, and we're going to look at the solution of these questions after this. So let's take the first question. It says we need to express the equation x equal to 3y minus half in the form of ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So this is the standard form of writing a linear equation in two variables. So we need to represent the given equation in this standard form, and we need to find out at least two solutions of the same. So first of all, we take this equation and we take all the terms to the left hand side, because we know the standard form has all the terms on the left hand side and the right hand side is equated to 0. So it becomes x minus 3y plus half equal to 0. So now this itself, the first one which we are saying x minus 3y plus half, this itself is in the form of ax plus by plus c equal to 0, where we can say a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 3, and c is equal to half. So by just taking this to the left hand side, we got the equation in the standard form. Now we could also write it as, if we multiply the whole equation with 2, we can write it as 2x minus 6y plus 1 equal to 0, and here we will see that a is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 6, and c is equal to 1. So one thing to note here is that one equation can be written in more than one ways when we are writing it in the standard form. So there will be different values of a, b and c when we write it differently. So we don't have a unique set of a, b and c when we write a linear equation in two variables in its standard form. And now we need to find out two solutions. So for finding out the solution, we take one particular value of x and we find out what is the value for y, and we do that as many times as solutions we want to find out. So first we take x is equal to 0, and when we put x is equal to 0 in this equation, we get 0 equal to 3y minus half, so which gives us y equal to 1 by 6. So we have 0, 1 by 6 as one of the solutions. And now we take y equal to 0, and this becomes x equal to minus half. So we directly get the solution, which is minus half and 0. So this is the second solution. And for finding more than two solutions, we can take any value. Say for example, if we take x is equal to 1, we get 1 equal to 3y minus half. So we could say 3y is equal to 3 by 2, and y becomes equal to 1 by 2. So we have 1 by 2 as another solution. So we can find as many solutions as we want. Now moving on to the second question. The size of the table is 8 inches less than half the width of the room in inches. Express it in the form of a linear equation in two variables. So now we'll first of all assume that size of the table is x, and then we say width of the room is y. So these are the two assumptions that we make, or you can say these are the two variables that we take, and then we say that size of the table, which is x, is 8 inches less than half the width of the room. Half the width of the room would be y by 2 and x is 8 inch less than this. So that becomes x equal to y by 2 minus 8, which is the linear equation for the question statement. Let's move on to the third question now. We have minus 1 comma 2 as the solution of this equation, which is kx plus 3y equal to 9, and we need to find out the value of k. So we put these values of x and y. Minus 1 is x and 2 is y. So we put these values in the given equation. So we get k into minus 1 plus 3 into 2 equal to 9. So which makes it minus k plus 6 equal to 9. Minus k is equal to 3 and k equal to minus 3. Now this is the value of k when we know the one solution of this equation. So these are some of the ways in which we use the linear equations in two variables and their solution set. So now let's move on to the fourth question. It says for equation 2x minus 3y plus 5 equal to 0, the solution is given as 2 lambda plus 1 and lambda minus 1. So we are saying x is 2 lambda plus 1 and y is lambda minus 1. So we are provided with this as a solution. We now need to find out the value of lambda. So we first of all replace these values 2 lambda plus 1 and lambda minus 1 in place of x and y in the given equation. So we say 2 into 2 lambda plus 1 minus 3 into lambda minus 1 plus 5 equal to 0, and we solve this. We get 4 lambda plus 2 minus 3 lambda plus 3 plus 5 equal to 0. So taking the lambda terms together, we get lambda. Here 4 lambda minus 3 lambda is lambda, and taking the constant terms, which is 2, 3 and 5, and adding them together, we get 10. So we get lambda plus 10 equal to 0. So this is the equation that we get here is a linear equation in one variable where it will have one fixed solution, which means only one fixed value of lambda, which comes out to be lambda equal to minus 10. So this is where we get the value of, find the value of lambda, if we know that this is the equation and the solution set is given in terms of lambda. Let's look at the fifth question now. We need to find the distance between the graph of the equation x plus 3 equal to 0 and x minus 5 equal to 0. So now we can rewrite this equation x plus 3 equal to 0 as x equal to minus 3, because we know that x equal to b, this kind of a equation results in a graph which is parallel to y-axis. So now here we have x equal to minus 3, and the second equation also we can change it to x equal to 5. So we have both the graphs are parallel to y-axis, and that is why we are asked to find out the distance between the graph. If the graph of the two equations is something like this, then we are saying that they are intersecting each other. Then there is no point finding the distance between them, because these two are intersecting lines. So we need to find the distance between these two graphs which are both parallel to y-axis. So now if we see that this is the graph that we have, this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. So we are saying x equal to minus 3. So if we draw it like this, we can say x equal to minus 3 is, it is this line which is parallel to y-axis. And now if we have x equal to 5, we'll have this line as the graph for the second equation, which is x minus 5 equal to 0. So now we need to find out the distance between these two parallel lines, and we know that the distance of x plus 3 equal to 0 is this, which is 3, which we said is mod of the x equal to b, where mod b is the distance between the graph and the y-axis. So in this case, mod of minus 3, which is 3, and the other line, which is x minus 5 equal to 0, is mod of 5 distance, which is 5 units away from the y-axis. So the total distance between these two lines, because they are on the opposite side of the y-axis, will be added together, or we could say 5 minus 3, which is 8 units. We could also say that we add the absolute values of the b, mod of b, which is there. So we add this to get 8 units. Now it is important to understand here, if we were to plot a graph between x minus 3 equal to 0 and x minus 5 equal to 0, then we are saying that the graph, the second x minus 3 equal to 0, would be this side. So since they are on the same side of the y-axis, then we will subtract the absolute value of b from each other, actually the absolute value of the smaller one from the absolute value of the bigger one, to get the distance. So this will be the distance between the line x minus 3 equal to 0 and x minus 5 equal to 0. But when we are having the two graphs on the opposite side of the y-axis, we add the distance, which we get as 8 units here. So friends, now let's look at the solution for the last question. The question says the graph of the equation 4x plus 3y equal to 12 cuts the coordinate axes at a and b respectively. We need to find the length of the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle AOB. So first of all, to be able to do that, let's first plot the equation on the graph. So for plotting, we need to find out 2 points, which is the minimum number of points required to plot the linear graph. So we take x equal to 0 here, and we get y equal to 4. And for the second point, we take y equal to 0, and then we get x equal to 3. So these are the 2 points that we need to plot on the graph. Then we'll find out the length of the hypotenuse. So we have the graph here. We plot the point 0, 4 first. X equal to 0, y equal to 4 is this point, and x equal to 3, y equal to 0 is this point, and we join the two. So we know that the axes intersect each other at the point O. This is the point A as mentioned in the question. This is the point B. Now we need to find out the length of AB. So we know by the Pythagoras theorem that AB square is equal to OA square plus OB square. And now it is very clear from this graph that OA, this is 3, and we know OB is 4. So we place these values here. So we get 3 square plus 4 square. So which is nothing but 9 plus 16, and that is equal to 25. So the length of the hypotenuse, which is AB, is the square root of 25, which is 5. So this is the solution for the question, where we needed to find out the length of this hypotenuse of the right angle triangle AOB, which is 5 units. It is important to write 5 units here. Friends, I hope you enjoyed the session. If you find it useful, please like it and share it with your friends. You can visit us at our Cool Smart Learning website and post your queries there. And please subscribe to the Cool Smart Learning channel for getting updates on the new sessions. Thank you.